Okay, can I go on? So again, I'm Eduardo. My name is Eduardo Sampaio. I work at the Ministry of Agriculture for the last almost 30 years, and nowadays I'm the current agricultural attaché in Berlin, Germany. Unfortunately, I didn't bring a PowerPoint presentation. I'll try to stick to my 5 minutes here. Fernando, please interrupt me whenever you want. We are always very proud to talk about Brazilian agriculture, very proud to talk about Brazilian agricultural science, very proud to talk about Embrapa, Pedro. Pedro, I'm talking about you. Very, very proud to talk about Embrapa. You are very proud to talk about these issues. It's a history of success in Brazil. Brazil is a middle-income country, but in agriculture, we are a powerhouse. Okay, we are in the last 30 years, with the help of people like Professor José Osvaldo here, who was my professor when I was young, with the help of people like, and you see, he's still here and he's a young guy. But his generation was the one responsible for developing the knowledge we have today about Brazilian tropical soils. We didn't know how to deal with the soils in the last 40 years or 30 years. We're learning it now, very recent. 30 years is very recent. We know the importance, nowadays we know the importance of the biology of our soils, the organic matter. That's why when I talk in Germany about intensification, and people don't understand, Osvaldo, professor, intensification is not important for Brazilian agriculture. It's necessary. We need to produce a lot of organic matter. We need to have 2 crops per year. We need to have cover crops. We need to add a large amount of organic matter every year in our soils in order to keep it producing well. And science overall allowed us to reach this productivity and this competitivity we have now. If you see, I'm from the government. Maybe you should not trust me because I'm making propaganda about Brazilian agriculture. Look at the data, the USDA, the Ministry of Agriculture in the United States, have about total factor productivity in agriculture of every country, most of world countries. In the last 30 or 40 years, Brazil was leading the growth in PTF in the world. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? In a very simple way. The factors of production are land, capital, and labor. Capital meaning inputs, mainly. So we are producing more and more efficient with each unit of production factors applied in agriculture. Each unit of land, each unit of inputs. We're taking more efficiently production from these factors. Don't trust me, look there. ERS, Economic Research Service from the USDA. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Brazilian agriculture is very heterogeneous. As I told here before, we have 5 million farmers, and most of them are very small. Brazil is known to have a very, very big farmers, and we do have. The dispersion is very big, but on average, our average farmer has less than 70 hectares, 70, according to the last census in 2017. So it's not a big entrepreneur. But we have some bigger farmers and a lot of small farmers, a lot of farmers which are only rural residents. They are not really farmers, but you are counting them on these 5 million farms. And I believe that we are very well posed to face now the global challenges that agriculture is facing. Which are these challenges? Produce food, good quality food, and affordable food. We have also and agriculture is being called to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions. At the same time, agriculture has to adapt to the climate change because it's the sector that suffers more, that suffers the most effects of the climate change because it happens in the fields. And also, agriculture is asked to help to preserve biodiversity. So there's a lot of challenges. And I strongly believe, I think all of us strongly believe that Brazil is very well posed to face these challenges. Yeah? But at the same moment, we have to face protectionism. We still see a lot of protectionism all around the world. And some people that wants to preserve, that wants to keep the environment, that wants to save the world, emitting less gases, they should think a little bit in only this sentence maybe. Sometimes it's better go efficient than go local. Sometimes I will emit less bringing products from where it's produced more efficiently than growing locally. This I'm trying to make an argument here. There is a view, it's still present, especially in Europe, this one-size-fits-all solutions. When I came to Germany 2 years ago, they were, let's make agriculture less intensive. Come on, we are in the world, still today, have more than 700 million people in chronic hunger. 700 million people, twice European population almost, undernourished. How can you go less efficient, less intensive? How can you produce less? And we also have to face this kind of unilateral solutions. Like, I'll give one example, EUDR, European Union Deforestation Regulation. There's a rule, discussed, almost in closed doors. This rule is impossible to comply with, almost impossible to comply with. The intention is very good. Let's not deforestate anymore, okay? But how to? You have to call people to discuss. They have to call all the players and to make a rule that is compliable to. Europe is pushing Brazil to Asia. And we don't need to be pushed. China is already attractive enough, but Europe is pushing us day after day. 2 more minutes, Fernando. And also, one thing that we have to face is the question of biofuels. It is very polemic here in Europe as a whole. We strongly believe that it should be considered as a valid alternative to energy transition. I cannot go further here, but we have lots of examples in Brazil, that has to do with this discussion that food versus fuel. We have examples that we only have food and fuel because we only have food and feed because we have fuel. It's the other way around. We can discuss it later if you are interested on that. And the world could really evaluate the green products. I think Brazil would be benefited a lot if the market all around really evaluated the green products, but really in a truly way. Green market, green finances. People like, for example, Carlos could attest that this kind of commodity, maize or soybean or cotton, is being produced in a sustainable way, environmentally sustainable, at least environmentally sustainable way. We would benefit a lot if these things were taken seriously. But what I see here when I have been living in Europe in the last 2 years, that there are 2 kinds of heads. The consumer, which wants price, and the voter. They vote for the green and for the certification, etc., but they don't buy it. The best example was in Germany when they began the war between Ukraine and Russia, the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and the market for organic products dropped because the prices grew up a little bit. So the market for organics was reduced in a very rich country, which is Germany. And a word, to go to the end now, that was the end, a word about deforestation, but I know that every European guy wants to know about deforestation, but it is someone from the Ministry of Agriculture from Brazil speaking. A lot of information, I cannot give it here, but there is not, it's important, there is not a positive correlation between deforestation in Amazon and agricultural production. You see deforestation dropping in the last years, agriculture increasing. Deforestation increasing, agriculture increasing. Deforestation steady, agriculture increasing. Now deforestation is dropping again, agriculture is increasing. So there is not a positive correlation. There are other causes for deforestation, mainly land grabbing. It's another chapter I could talk to. And we need, that's the end, really the end, Fernando. And we need to combat deforestation, the carrot and the stick. It's the public policies should have the carrot and the stick. The stick was like hidden in the recent past. Now it's back again. We are again combating and implementing and enforcing the law to combat deforestation, but it's not enough. I wrote a sentence here because I want to read the sentence. We need that people have to want not to deforestate. If I live in the Amazon, and there are almost 30 million people living there, and they have the right to have a good life. They have the right to have a mobile phone and to play Minecraft and to drink a cold beer. They have the rights, like I do. 30 million people. We need these people not to want to deforestate. We need to find options for them. Maybe Norway could help us in that. We could find, for example, uses for the forests, used in a sustainable way. They have an excellence here in the Nordic countries, an excellence in using wood. There's a lot of wood that could be sustainably used, not cutting, sustainably used. We have a lot of tropical fruits. Europe, so far, they put some barriers in importing some fruits from the Amazon, so far, today. What's the market telling us? Please, cut the Amazon and plant soybean, because I want soybean. European companies are buying soybean from Brazil and paying a high price. But some fruits, they're not allowed to get in because they don't comply with some requirements. And even they have high tariffs. You see, biotech, wood, biotech, fruits. We need more options. We don't have a silver bullet. With lots of options to give this carrot to the Amazon people not to want to deforestate. I think Norway could help us. Norway could help us. Now it's the end, really. To help my friend Pedro from Embrapa to develop indicators of sustainability. Maybe if I have a very objective indicators, I know that this product is sustainable because it has this, this, and this. And people like Carlos could see these indicators through satellites in a very cheap way and could guarantee to the population that no, these products are sustainable. Because Embrapa, which is a very well-known company, very respectable company, they said that if you comply with these requirements, it's sustainable. Carlos is monitoring by satellites. Also, okay, I'm safe to finance these people or to buy these products, even paying a premium. Norway could help us in this as well. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you for all.
Thank you.